Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. It's Monday evening, May 30th. Oh my gosh, almost the end of the month. Only one more day after today. So it is May 30th, Monday night, and that means this is That's Fancy. So welcome. If you are joining me, say hello. Let me know that you're here and you are watching, and we will get going on kind of an interesting night. I think maybe, you know, how you make plans and sometimes those plans need to change. Kind of one of those nights, but more on that in a moment. Let me just see who's joining us here. Let me take a peek, get this going here. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and enjoyed summer today. Oh, everyone had a wonderful weekend and enjoyed was, oh gosh, you know what? Every night I check this, and tonight I didn't, but I had the volume turned up on this for something else that I was doing today. So now, of course, I have to go change that, and it's an extra step that I did not do. So my apologies. Here we go. This should be better. Okay. All right. I think we're there. We're back. We're live. So give me a hello, and I am going to turn the camera down, and we can get started with some crafting. There we go. Okay. So tonight I'm going to be using a couple of the sentiments out of this, the Go-To Greetings stamp set. And this is a stamp set that we looked at during the catalog kickoff, I believe it was on Friday. And this is the stamp set that you will get included in your class kit for the June class. If you, and here's my silly little notes again. Not silly to me because it helps me remember the things I need to tell you, but I'm sure you can't read that. You'll have to take a screen print right now and then you can blow it up. But let me tell you, it is this awesome stamp set, and this is the stamp set that we will be using for the June class. You will get all of the paper products that you need and embellishments to complete 4 cards, and I will include envelopes in your card kit as well. You will need your own ink and you will need your own adhesive, but this is the only stamp set that we will be using this month, and we will be showing off a whole lot of beautiful designer series paper and playing with some specialty paper and some die cuts and, you know, other bits and pieces because we have to keep it interesting. But that's what the class will be this month. It will be held on Wednesday, June 22nd from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. So we will craft together then. But I will send you the whole card kit and a tutorial. So even if you can't make it to the class that night, you can still put the cards together using the tutorial that I include. I can ship these kits anywhere in Canada. And so if you are in Canada and you are interested in this card class, please reach out to me. You can get in touch with me at through my website, greatstampingwithconnie.com. My email is greatstamping@gmail.com. And that is all in this. See, if you took a screenshot and you can blow it up, then you would also have the email. The kit cost is $45 local if you can do porch pickup in Wasaga Beach, or $50 if you would like it shipped to your door, and I would be happy to do that for you. So, hello, Lorna, welcome. We are just talking about the Go-To Greetings stamp set again, and I know you are coming to this class, so you haven't missed anything. Okay, but we are finished talking about this for now, other than this is the stamp set that I will be using tonight. So I do believe on Friday during the catalog kickoff, I mentioned that there was still lots of things that I hadn't shown you, and we would do some of them. And one of them was the um, masking paper that Stampin' Up! Has now, and I kind of made a bit of a promise that uh, I can't keep to show you the masking paper this evening, and it's partly because my craft studio is a bit of a shambles because I had a shop local market on Saturday, and I was doing all sorts of crazy things trying to get ready for that, and so things are a little bit higgledy-piggledy everywhere. I haven't even completely unpacked from that yet. Um, you nearly missed tonight. Oh no, outside gardening. Uh-oh. Well, I'm glad you're here, Lorna. So happy to have you come along. Anyway, I couldn't find my masking paper until about 5:30 this evening. So I have found it, but I will be honest with you, I have not played with it myself. And since it's a brand new product, it's not like it's dyes that I just haven't used. It's a whole new product, and I have not even tried it. So I just thought the risk of gong show was, very high, and I should perhaps delay that slightly. But the other reason why I'm not doing that tonight, and I'm actually going to start working here. This is thick basic white card bases that I have cut and scored, and so I am just going to start to fold these because I will be using some of them. As I mentioned, I was at a shop local market on Saturday. My church was hosting it, and they did it for two reasons, two main reasons. First of all, they wanted to help local small businesses be seen, be heard, be found in the community, and give us an opportunity to sell some of our products, because small businesses, as we are all well aware, were the hardest hit during COVID. So they wanted to sort of give back to them, and they wanted to do something in and for the community, create a reason for people in the community to come out, enjoy the day, see some people, do it in what could be, as safe an environment as we can create these days. It was all outdoors. There was absolutely nothing indoors. So it was as safe as we could be. And so that's why they decided they were going to do it. It's the first year that they've ever done it, and they are hoping to make it an annual event. So it was a wonderful day, wonderful for various reasons. We did see a number of people come by. I met some other small business vendors. But because I joined this church during COVID, and I have only ever seen many of the people on Zoom, I actually met a lot of members in person. And so it was marvelous. As much as you see them on Zoom, you only see usually, sort of shoulders up, or, the top part of their body or something. They're sitting. And there was one woman in particular. She is such a kind woman, and her knowledge of the Bible. I've been in Bible study groups with her, and her knowledge of the Bible is awesome. But what's even better is she has a very storytelling manner to her when she shares her knowledge. And so she is just one of, just a very interesting person to listen to, and you always learn something from her, and her perspective on things, opens your eyes to new ideas. And so she's marvelous. And so for some reason, possibly because she has all those wonderful sort of grandiose things, grandiose in my mind anyway, I just thought that she was a tall woman. And I saw her on Saturday, and I did a double take because she is actually quite a short woman. So anyway, that was how sometimes if you talk to people on the phone or you only hear their voice, they never look like what you imagined they would look like. Well, I have actually seen this woman, but only ever really sitting, and only sort of shoulders up kind of thing. And I had no idea. I just, for some reason, I envisioned her being a tall woman, and she's not. But that's okay. She is a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she was one of the people that I met on Saturday. So that was great. Another one of the women that I met is, well, it was not the first time. I had met her once before, briefly, but when COVID started, she started a card ministry at our church, because when I first joined this church, I asked if they had a card ministry. I think most of you have heard that I make cards for the church that I used to go to in Markham, and I continue to do that even though I don't attend that church, at least not on a regular basis anymore, because I don't live near there anymore. But I continue to make cards for them because the pastor there is wonderful about sending cards to shut-ins and people that just need to have a little reason to smile some days or whatever. He is wonderful about doing that. So I like to give him some beautiful handmade cards that he can send to these people. And so I was hoping to find the same sort of thing when I joined Westside here, top end of Barrie. And they didn't really have it. But when COVID started, there was a woman who decided that sending some cards to, people while we were all shut in was a good idea. And so she sort of took it on herself. And so now she is continuing this. And so now I want to be a part of it. And I want to make cards to share with her so that she has cards that she can send to people. So there is that. And I'm also, this coming weekend, I'm doing a workshop for one of my customers down in Ajax. So I will be heading down, actually, I'm going to be down in the GTA-ish area on Friday for an appointment, and Saturday for the workshop, and Sunday for a celebration of life service for a good friend of mine who lost her husband on Eve Day last year. So I'm going to be spending the weekend down in the GTA, but I want to drop some cards off to the church in Markham, and I want to drop some cards off to my church up here in Barrie. And so tonight we're making those cards because I feel called to do this tonight. And so I will ask for your grace and your patience as I work on that and we visit. Now, what I will share with you, I am using new products. So I do have some things to share. But you'll notice that I'm just, I'm sort of working in a bit of an assembly line here. I had cut some paper and now I'm just, I'm sticking all the same pieces together. And so I'm going to get these all ready and then I'll move on to the, the next step sort of thing. And we'll go from there. And I'm not sure whether these are not cut quite the same or whether I'm not getting them glued on the same, but it's all good. So this paper, now that I've given you a bit of my blah, blah, blah about what the heck I'm doing tonight, this paper is, it's a great big heavy pack. It's called Design a Daydream, and it is a host package. So if you have an order of $200 or more, or you gather orders from friends or family or whatever that total $200 or more, you will get host credits, and you can use those credits to put towards purchase of this paper. And this is a huge pack of paper, 48 sheets. So there's lots and lots and lots of paper, and I don't suppose I will be able to show it all to you, but beautiful stuff. Look at this one. We're going to use this one in a little bit, but isn't that fun? I love those bikes. And these stripes that I'm using now, I don't know, something about stripes kind of grabbed me, but those are pretty colors. That is Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and Blackberry Bliss. And we will also be using some of this So there's Blackberry Bliss Daffodil, the light petal pink, and this is Old Olive. So lots of pretty colors in there. And here's a big piece of Blackberry Bliss. So lots and lots of fun patterns, pretty colors. This is similar to the Pattern Party pack in that it's the same size and it's available using Host dollars. That pack was available in the January to June catalog, and it was awesome. No, not the last annual catalog, I'm sorry, which retired at the end of April. So that is gone now, but now we have this one instead. There's some more. And one of these, no, one of these has, oh, some fun little flowers, but there's some more stripes on one of these I saw. I can find it again. It's gone now. Maybe, oh yes, the back of this piece. So here's just some pretty greenery, but on the back, look at that. It's kind of a little bit of psychedelic fun and lots of colors. Oh dear, what's going on now? And why did you disappear? Hopefully you come back. Don't know why, technology just sort of does stuff. I did figure out why we went away the other night. I had my phone plugged in, but it was plugged in at the phone, but it wasn't plugged in at the base. And so the battery just kind of ran out. There we go. I have you back. So hopefully you're still there. Anyway, that is the paper that I'm using, and I'm just, as I say, I'm just putting together some pieces, and we'll make some cards. And the sentiment that I pulled out of that Go To Greetings stamp set was the thinking of you sentiments, because that's just a nice generic sentiment. Can be used for anything. You can put anything you want inside. It is the one that way back when I started this for the first time. The pastor in Markham said he didn't want it to say sympathy, and he didn't want anything that said illness. He just wanted something really, just that I'm thinking of you. So that was what I started to do, and I've just kind of stayed with it. So here is a thinking of you. So I think we will just stamp some of these. Oh, you're still there. Good. I'm glad, Lorna. I was gone. You were here. I was gone. Maybe perhaps I will be brave and punch some of these first and see if I can get them lined up okay. I am using the rectangular postage stamp punch, and I have also pulled out, yeah, I've had this guy for very long. I just can't see him very well. I'll turn him over. This one. It was in the last annual catalog, but I didn't get it until almost the very end. And I really haven't used it very much. And I'm trying to have no clue what it's called. So we're just going to look that up. It didn't come up in my kickoff because it's not brand new, but it's called Label Me Lovely. There we go. So it's fairly large, but we'll give it a try. Like I said, I haven't used it very much. So we'll do a couple of those and see what we think. If we don't like it, we won't use any more. But I do have a larger thinking of you. Same set, Go To Greetings, but this one, I think, oh no, that won't fit on there either. What was that? Oh, I know. I need to cut some different paper for this one. I was thinking I could put this along the bottom of the card with a strip, and I haven't cut anything for that yet. So these guys, by default, are all going to get, gosh, hope this fits. I think I tried it, thought that it would. Yes, it does. So we'll do a few of these, and we'll put some of these together. And oh, that was terrible. Look, double-sided. I need a piece of paper towel though to wipe that off. Here we go. That was a little bit heavy-handed in my ink pad. A little overzealous on what I was doing there. And we'll try a couple of these. These might look like too much paper around. You need a I'm thinking of you today and always, or something that would be a few more lines and take up a little more space, maybe. I do like this font. Oh my gosh, this is pretty. It's the first time I've used this one. I have used a few of the stamps from this set. I haven't used this one before tonight, and I do like it. Look at me again. There we go. See, I just have to, less talking, more focus. Bling on the cake. Oh, yes, that's right. These large ones leave space for bling on the greeting. See, that's why it's always good to come along. You remind me of these things, Lorna. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm just going to give this a clean. That is very purple ink on there. And the way things are going, I would be leaning into it at some point. Okay, so this is a really easy layout. Great if you want to make multiples of something. So 5 1/4 by 4. This is 1 1/4 by 4, and this is 1 by 4. So I'm just going to put this down onto here. And I'm just sort of adding like four acrosses. Does that make sense? Oops. And a little bit extra for the paper. There we go. And then you're just going to drop this down. You can put it anywhere you want. I usually put it towards one side a little bit. And then we will put it onto our card base. Standard card base again, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And I am using, when I do this sort of card, I tend to use a lot of white card bases because I don't always know what I'm doing with what paper and stuff. So I just get a whole bunch of thick white card bases ready, and then then I'm good to go. This background I thought was white, but the more I look at it, I think it's just a really light petal pink. Just almost like a wash, and you can see it when I put the white by it. It looks like it's not white. So that's okay. This looks like my edge piece. Just grab it here. Okay. And then, so I will finish off this one, and then I'm going to work on the others. And I won't explain exactly what I'm doing because I'll be doing all the same thing for a little bit. There we go. And some embellishments. What do we think? We have opals. Oh. They kind of pick up all those sorts of colors. Those might be the ones right there. I haven't used any of these yet. These have yellow. I think I have some of these that are open though. I think that's my second pack. You know what? I thought I had 2 packs of everything, but I was looking for a second pack of these today, and I can't find them. So we have these. These are yellow, but these are really bright, really bright. These are called glossy dots. I don't know if you can tell, but they are really bright, which is awesome sometimes. But this is very soft paper. I don't think that's quite right. But oh, here, this is the other one that thing is. So there's, oh, it's actually crushed curry. It's not Daffodil Delight, but it would go. Should we try a couple of these? Just, I do like these though. I will definitely be using these on some, but for this one, since I haven't used any of these yet, let's just try one of these and see how it goes. I'm gonna put that right there. Look at that. Oh, I could almost stop right there, couldn't I? As opposed to a whole bunch. What do we think? Maybe a couple more. I don't know. You like it? Good. Don't know whether I need these. It might have been better just with the one, but kind of liked it just with the one. Maybe I'll leave it. They're stuck on there now, but maybe I'll do another one and just put one on. It just kind of popped. So move some of these things out of the way, but I am going to use some of these too because I think they will be really pretty as well. So now move this aside and then see what else I have to share. If if you are watching this before June 1st and you are at all interested in being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, there is an awesome deal on right now. Stampin' Up! Will give you 5 in-color ink pads, a package of in-color assorted cardstock, a package of 6x6 in-color designer series paper, and a package of in-color grid paper for free, on top of everything else that you get in your starter kit, which is an awesome deal. The starter kit is $165 worth of product that you select, so it can be anything at all that you want. You pay just $135 for that, and you don't have to pay anything for shipping. And if you're in the province of Ontario, you also don't pay HST, I guess is how it works. So whatever provinces have HST, you do not need to pay that. If you live in a province where you have to pay PST, then that does still apply, but HST does not. So in Ontario, there's no tax and there's no shipping. So it's $135 for $165 worth of product, plus some catalogs and some business supplies and paper pumpkin kit, plus another, I believe it's over $90 worth of free product that you get with this in-color promotion. So it is just a smoking good deal, but it is only available till the end of May, which is tomorrow. So, so if you are thinking of joining, or you know someone that might be interested in this opportunity, get a hold of them right away and have them get in touch with me, and we can talk details, because it's a great deal. It's one of the better ones. So get on it now while you can is my message. And then you get to be a part of the Great Stampin' Believers team, which I happen to think is an awesome team. Yes, it is a great deal, Lorna. I hope you are enjoying it. I hope you've received your kit by now, haven't you? Hopefully. It was long enough ago that you should have it by now, and are enjoying and playing with all the great new products. You got it. Okay, good. Yes, always good to hear that it has in fact arrived. So it is, yeah, it is. And the in colors, if you have not seen the in colors, the new in colors for this year, you must check them out, because they too spectacular. All 5 of them. I love them all. Um, some I love, and some I love, but I really do like them all. And that's a little bit unusual for me. I don't, I always like them all, or at least 4 out of the 5. But this year, oh my goodness, they just knocked it right out of the park. And I love them all. And they all go together really well too. So you must check it all out. Anyway, that is that deal. And we would love to have you join our team. We would love to inspire you and have you inspire us with your crafting, and just come along for the fun and adventure. Now, see that one, and it popped more on that other shape when I had just the single one. Maybe I should try moving these over here. Okay. I think I can do that. I kind of like that guy with 3. And I don't know, something, it's just simple and basic, but I like it. But I kind of think this needs a little bit more. So I'm going to put a couple more of these guys on here. These are the opals, and they are pretty on there. Just needed a little more opal. Okay, so I did cut some different paper and some different shapes. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment and show you. Oh, maybe we'll do one of these. So when you cut this paper 5 1/4, 2 of them is 10 1/2, which means you have 1 1/2 inches left. So it's 4 inches by 1 1/2. So guess what? Cut some of this paper, and now rather than putting some cardstock behind, I'll just do this all in Designer Series papers, because this is even a little bit wider than that. But look at this. Like, I think that works. Except maybe it should be this way. Should it be this way? I think it's going to be this way. I don't know which way it should be. I'm not positive it really has an up and a down. You could do this too, because this is really pretty. I like this. This might look good on here too. See, so many options. This is an awesome way. Oh, that's down a little. That's nice too. It's very subtle, but I like it. Not quite the same bold pop, but I do like it. But we'll just go ahead and put sticky stuff on here. If you are involved in any kind of a card ministry, or you want to make cards in for seniors or for shut-ins, to either to donate somewhere or to mail, or whatever, having an easy layout that you can do as a bit of an assembly line is a great way to go. It's a great way to, I'm going to say, use up your Pretty Designer Series paper. And I don't mean use it up like, oh my gosh, I have to use it up, because it makes beautiful cards, but it makes your crafting quick and easy. Like, look, I mean, this is just some Designer Series paper, a sentiment that I stamped and punched. Like, how super easy is this? And yet you end up with these beautiful handmade cards, because you've got this gorgeous paper and you've got a little bit of stamping, and you have some gems. So if it's got gems, it's just a good thing, right? But yeah, it's a great way, if you are involved with any kind of a card ministry, to get some beautiful cards made to share with others. My problem, I'm not as good as I should be with mailing them. So I should be much better. As Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, we should all be really good at sending cards. And I do send cards. I probably send a whole lot more than a lot of people. but I'm not as good as I should be. I know it's something that I need to try to be better at and send more, because I have so many and I should share them, and I know how happy it makes people. I know how happy it makes me when I get a card in the mail. Oh my gosh, like it makes me very happy. So um, it just brightens people's day. So I didn't really give you a good look at that today. So there you go. Look at that. Super quick, super easy, pretty paper, and an awesome card. Just like that. Bing, bang, boom. There we go. Okay, I am going to move over to some of the other paper that I cut, and that is this bicycle paper that I thought was so cute and fun. And then I was trying to, I actually thought it could go, and not as much that one. Here's one with a little more green showing. It could go with this green paper, but that's the back of my bicycles, and then I have less bicycle paper. So and then I pulled out some of the other stripes and some of the patterns that we looked at before. It kind of needs something that's either soft in color and bold, or this is quite a busy pattern. So I found that it was just better when I mixed it with sort of a muted single color pattern. So that's what I'm going to put it with. And so for these, oh, I need more sentiments, don't I? Okay, so what color should we stamp for sentiments here? We've got, this is Pool Party, and then we have a bunch of colors here. Maybe we should do some with Pool Party. And oh, look, I pulled out my Pool Party sheer ribbon, so we could throw on a Pool Party bow or something too. But let me punch out some more of these things so we can stamp on sentiment. We'll give it a try in Pool Party. That is not big enough. So this guy goes back into the scrap bucket. Have I showed you my scrap bucket lately? It's no bigger than than it usually is. But I did take some of it to the cottage. But holy mackerel, I keep thinking, oh look, I've used so many bits of white scrap paper, it must be going down. And it's not. There's still lots here. So let some of these that will fit into the punch. They'll fit into that one punch anyway. And here's, I still have this bigger piece. That one for these. There. And maybe another one of these. If you get all this stuff ready, you can put it into a paper pumpkin box, or if you have any of the old wood mount stamp cases, they are awesome for collecting. Well, what's this? This predominant color is kind of mint like that. This is bullfight. This is not mint. Completely lost my train of thought. Yes, so if you cut all these pieces and get them ready, then you just store them in a paper pumpkin box or a wood mount case, plastic case, or anything that you have, any kind of container that you have really. But then you can take it with you on the go. So if you need to, if you have an appointment and you have to wait for your appointment, you just pull out your little box, and the box becomes your little tabletop to work on. And not as great for stamping. I would suggest that you stamp your sentiments in advance as you're preparing your little kit. But certainly for the assembly, for putting your papers onto the cards and stuff, super easy to do. And you don't need a large space. You can use your little box top as your desk, and then you can craft while you wait. And then all of a sudden waiting is not a chore. Look at that. A little too much push there. We might have to put a gem here because there seems to be a little bit of something on the back of that. We can make that work. That's where the gem goes. That's what Lorna says. So it must be true. Okay. Close this up before we get anywhere else. Anyway, so that's my suggestion to you, that you make some of these kits and then you have it ready, and you can do it anywhere, anytime. You can do it even, you know, if you're going camping or you have a trailer, or don't know what your summer plans are, but it's quick and easy for that as well. This needs to go up there. Okay. So this is, we're just gonna, you know, put these guys on. This. Just gonna kind of angle it for interest. No right or wrong. I like that part. So I yesterday was the last synchronized swimming practice that I will be at this season. There's 2 more, but this Sunday I have that celebration of life, and next Sunday I'm also busy, although I think next Sunday is going to get canceled because there's a lot of people in the club that can't make it to practice. But anyway, so Sunday was my last day, which means it's my last day down in the city, really. And my son and I have been trying to get together somewhat regularly. Probably, you know, he'd probably tell you all the time. I would tell you not often enough, but then I don't know what would ever be often enough for me. I'm the mother. But anyway, we have been getting together a couple weeks ago when I was down and saw him. I said, I only have 1 more synchro practice, so we need to get together that day as well. So we got together yesterday. His birthday is on Wednesday, June 1st. So we went for, I said, well, we could go for birthday dinner. Look, these are pool party. This is really fun and bright. Let's just throw one of these on here to cover up all evil. So Pizza Hut is, you know, his birthday dinner. He's all his life he has wanted Pizza Hut. My son is turning 32, but so he's not a young child anymore. He is an adult, but he still loves Pizza Hut, and I'm okay with that because I love Pizza Hut too. So we went and I thought it was, he lives down Danforth and Broadview area, and I thought this restaurant said it had dine-in. Well, it did not, but it's probably just as well. Hello, Donna. Oh, thank you. Because I'm not real anxious to eat in a restaurant, but anyway, I sort of thought, you know, I wanted to see him and we should do birthday dinner and stuff. But when we couldn't dine in, it was just as well. But it was a gorgeous day. So I said, well, you know, should we just find a bench somewhere and we can sit? But they were all in the sun and it was really warm. And so we ended up going back to my car. And we sat in my car, which is something that we have done a few times. We used to go to Starbucks, just, you know, we'd get a coffee, and you don't want to sit in Starbucks with COVID because there's just too many people usually, especially like down in the Toronto area. So we would take it back out to the car and we would sit in the car and visit and catch up and everything. So we're quite used to visiting in the car. And since it was only pizza, it wasn't really difficult to eat in the car. And it's kind of becoming our thing. Our thing used to be breakfast. He has worked at Loblaws for a number of years. And so he used to work at the Loblaws that was close to my house, and he works night shifts. So he would work all night and then he would come to my house and we would have breakfast together. Breakfast was kind of our thing. And so breakfast was always our thing. We do breakfast, we do breakfast. Well, now, since we don't live close together at all, um, breakfast doesn't really happen so much anymore. So then it sort of became, we'd catch a visit somehow, somewhere, sometime. And then with COVID, it sort of became coffee in my car. So, so that's our new thing. But anyway, and my son he truly is a marvelous conversationalist, but you have to have him locked in a car. You have to make him captive. Otherwise, he gets distracted and doesn't really want to spend the time with all that chit chat. But we have the best conversations. So anyway, yeah, so it was an awesome visit. And, one of those sorts of things where as a parent, you just feel so very refreshed and filled up with wonderful, loving feelings, because I don't get to see my kids nearly as often as I would like to. Distance is a bit of a factor, and they're adults, and as they get older, they have their own lives, and so it just gets more difficult. So every time I get to visit with them, it is of course very precious. So anyway, that was my well, that wasn't my day yesterday. That was only after synchro. Had a great swim too. It was a wonderful synchro practice. I do enjoy it. Anyway, so this one, as you may have noticed, I'm putting this pool party bow on instead of some of the gems. Look at that. Nice. So see, super quick and easy. This one could maybe have had another layer because I don't have as much designer series paper covering it, but I still like it. It's simple, and it sends a wonderful message. So we're going with it because I cut the paper. Anyway, Donna, not sure exactly when you joined us, but I was saying, the best laid plans. There was some things that I was supposed to do, or had suggested that I would do at That's Fancy Tonight, that we are not doing. The masking paper was one of them, but I just did not have an opportunity to play with it today, and I have never used it, so I was really thinking that I should probably give it a try before I try to share it with you, because it might just be too much of a gong show otherwise. So that sort of went off of the list of things to do tonight, and I felt that I was called to make Thinking of You cards for the two churches that I make cards for their card ministries, because I am going to have an opportunity to drop them off to both churches this weekend. So I'm asking for your grace to kind of go with me on switching things up for tonight. We will do those other things, and we are using new designer series paper. This is the okay, tonight's tricky test question. Does anybody remember the name of it? I won't get it right. Design a Daydream. It is the big postcard that is available in the annual catalog. So that's what we're playing with. Maybe we'll do another bow on this one. You were late. That's okay. I'm just glad that you're able to stop in for some of it. Love having you along for some crafting time and crafting adventure. You like these bows? Yeah, they're this is sheer ribbon. It's just called sheer ribbon. Anyway, it's Pool Party sheer ribbon. It is in the annual catalog, but it's super soft and easy to tie bows with. So so I like it for that reason. And it cuts easily too, because I'm not even using my ribbon scissors because they're on the table behind me. But this cuts really easily, so we've been okay. And let's see, trying to think if there's anything else I need to share. The online retreat, the online global retreat is coming up in July. I will have the registration form for that going out in the next day or two. We're just finalizing some of the last details on that. And there's going to be 4 demonstrators involved this time. So we will have crafting from Canada with myself, the US with Terry, Australia with Sarah, and we have a guest demonstrator with us this time from the UK. Louise is joining us from the UK. So we have lots of international inspiration for you. Hopefully, well, it will be some good crafting. I haven't seen any of the projects yet, but everybody's busy working on them, including myself. So you can watch for that. And if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, all my demonstrator friends here, the new July to December catalog is out in PDF form on the demonstrator website. So if you want to take a peek at that, it is there. Any idea of cost? Yes, exact idea of cost. Cost is $75 for the 4 days, and for that you will get over $30 worth of product. There will be 8 make and takes, but you'll have a goodie bag of products, and then 8 make and takes. We put in some little pillow gifts, some little thank yous. There are some door prizes, and then we will go live and share various projects. There'll be over 30 additional projects that we share using both the Season of Chic is the main bundle that we are focusing on, and then everybody will have one other that they will also highlight and feature and share projects for. So, and do make and takes. So lots and lots of crafting and inspiration and ideas and sharing. The last one that we did in February was it was awesome. We had such a good time. I think everybody had a good time. We got some great feedback. So this one will be even better, I think, because it's going to be even bigger. So and same cost. So that's a bonus. There we go. Okay, so we have done, look at that, 4 of these, some with gems, some with bows, and then I did 3 of those and 1 of these. Whoop. 8 cards, less than an hour. I could finish those others in the next 15 minutes or so. Anyway, it's very quick. When you get everything cut and ready, you can put stuff together very, very quickly. So if you're part of a card ministry, or you're looking to make a whole bunch of cards, this is a great way to do it. Let me just come on, baby. Bring this. Whoop, there we go. Okay, this here, and there I am. I am back with you. So it's not quite 8:30, but headed that direction. So I think I'll pull these down a little bit. Sorry, I wasn't watching. You can't quite see those. There we go. So those are the cards for tonight. Thank you so much for indulging me. And I did share a little bit of new paper, so I wasn't completely off the mark of what I said I would do tonight, but it's not was not the original plan, but I think it's an important change. I think it's important that we send cards to those that need a little hello and a little pick me up, and just need to know that people are thinking about them. So that's that was my goal for tonight. I will get these delivered on probably on Friday when I get down to the GTA, and then people can start getting them out in the mail to others to help brighten people's days. So, thank you very much for joining this evening. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you all again really soon. Thanks so much. Bye for now.